To knit a Make One Right, or M1R, we need to work in between the stitches in our knitting. So let's pretend I'm knitting along and then my pattern all of a sudden says M1R. So I stop, open my needles, and look at this strand right here that's between my stitches. So, and this strand is the yarn that connects the loop that's on the left-hand needle here to the one that's below the one on the right-hand needle, just for your reference if you want to get technical. So to actually work this stitch, we're going to take our left-hand knitting needle and bring it from the back to the front through this piece of yarn that we've been talking about. One way to remember if you want to work a Make One Right stitch is think right to the front. So we're working from back to front to do our M1 right. So right to the front results in our Make One Right leaning stitch. So that's great. We've picked up this piece of yarn where we want it to be, and it's angled exactly how we want it to be angled on our left-hand needle. Then we take our right-hand needle and knit this, not quite loop yet. So what we do is we work into the front of that loop we picked up, and if you look very closely, there's a little, it's like a cursive E or a fish shape. That's what you want to look for when you're working your Make One Right. Then you wrap your yarn just like you're working any other knit stitch, bring it through, and you've magically created a right leaning stitch in your row. Let's show you that one more time. I'm gonna knit a couple more loops, and we're ready to work another Make One Right. So using our left-handed needle, we dive under that strand of yarn in between our needles. We work through the front loop to create that stitch, or an easier way to think of it, and a nod to the abbreviation, we would be making one stitch. So I'm just finishing this row so I can show you a little bit of what this looks like. So if you look here in our row, right there, there's one of our make ones. And then over here is the other one. So it leans to the right and it looks like a cursive E. If you have any questions, reach out in the comments, and you can also search the channel for a Make One Left version of this stitch as well.